Catch the rim, baby. Catch the rim, baby. Dance with this shit.
Gervonta Davis has once again amazed the boxing world with his latest jaw-dropping training video. The clip highlights his incredible physique and unmatched skills as he prepares for his March 1st showdown against Roach. Though the fight is still 3 months away, Davis already looks to be in peak form, sparking a wave of reactions and debates among fans and experts on social media.
But just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best.
Originally slated to defend his WBA lightweight title against Roach on December 14th at the Toyota Center in Houston, the fight was postponed due to scheduling conflicts. It's now rescheduled for March 1st at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. While many fighters might ease up this far ahead of fight night, Gervonta Davis is proving he's cut from a different cloth. His latest training video and public appearances show he's putting in serious effort early, and it's clearly paying off.
Is that all it takes? Just a little comment?
Nah, but that's what I want, though. I don't want you to fight me like you're saying you're going out.
Always go like this. Always go like this.
Nah, what I'm saying, you just said you feel like you're going out.
They go to sleep.
I don't want you to feel like...
Gervonta "Tank" Davis recently grabbed headlines when footage from a press event began making waves online. The Baltimore native stunned fans with his shredded physique, showcasing massive shoulders, ripped arms, and a rock-solid core that stole the show. Social media was flooded with reactions to his new look, with one fan stating, "Roach is in trouble. Tank Davis is in shape right now." Another wrote, "Tank is looking insane." Others chimed in, praising his muscular build. His shoulders look big and strong, and that champ is in shape. Clearly, Davis's relentless dedication to his craft is not going unnoticed.
I'm gonna beat his ass if y'all talking. Y'all better be quiet.
However, that's now not the only headline. Apart from looking fit, Tank now looks super fast and lighted, as the kind of training says Roach might actually be in some trouble. While many fighters take time off before ramping up their preparations closer to the fight, Davis is already proving that he's a step ahead. His intense training regimen and commitment to staying fit year-round set him apart as one of the most disciplined athletes in the sport. The upcoming bout is not just another fight. For Davis, it's a high-stakes clash with Roach, the reigning WBA super featherweight champion.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skill.
Roach has been granted special permission by the WBA to move up in weight and challenge Gervonta "Tank" Davis for his lightweight title while still holding onto his 130-pound belt. A skilled fighter in his own right, Roach earned the WBA super featherweight title after a hard-fought split decision victory over Hector Luis Garcia in November 2023. He successfully defended his belt in June against Fergal McCallum and now sets his sights on joining the exclusive club of two-weight world champions, a milestone that would solidify his legacy in boxing history. However, taking on Tank Davis is no easy feat. Davis has already established his dominance in the lightweight division, most recently with a crushing 8th-round knockout victory over Frank Martin in June. Known for his highlight reel knockouts and intimidating presence in the ring, Davis is widely regarded as one of the most dangerous fighters in the sport today.
It was so easy when he fought Frank Martin.
Frank Martin was inexperienced and nervous. You know, it is what it is. It's going to be a different fight when I'm in there. He's going to be a different fighter when he's fighting me.
Hey, what's your gun plan?
Whoop his ass. I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds. But I'm always looking for a knockout, and if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his ass.
While fans eagerly anticipate the Davis vs. Roach showdown, many had hoped to see Gervonta Davis square off against Vasily Lomachenko in a unification bout this year. Negotiations between the two camps began earlier in 2024 but fell apart in July when Lomachenko decided to take a break from boxing. His manager, Aegis Klimas, revealed that Lomachenko wasn't ready to face Davis and wouldn't return to the ring until 2025. This news disappointed boxing fans, especially since rumors suggested that an agreement between the fighters had been reached. However, top-ranked President Todd Duboff later clarified that talks never advanced beyond the initial stages. For now, the Lomachenko fight remains a distant possibility, leaving fans to turn their attention to the thrilling matchup between Davis and Roach.
We fought twice in the same tournament. So, yeah, and we fought in the Junior Olympics, in the regionals, and we fought in the nationals.
Okay. You fought in the regionals and then fought again in the nationals?
While Lamont Roach is a skilled and determined fighter, he'll need to bring his absolute best to compete with Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Moving up in weight to face a powerhouse like Davis is a tough challenge, especially considering Davis's speed, power, and precision. Roach has proven himself in the super featherweight division, but stepping into the ring with Davis represents a whole new level of competition. With 3 months until fight night, the excitement is already building. Davis's intense training videos and jaw-dropping physique have set the stage for what promises to be an electrifying showdown. However, despite Davis's impressive shape, some boxing professionals don't believe the fight will be as challenging as others think. Former welterweight champion Shawn Porter, fired up about the upcoming bout, has shared an intriguing perspective. The fight, set for March 1st at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, promises to deliver fireworks as Davis defends his WBA lightweight title against Roach. But what makes this clash especially interesting, according to Porter, is Roach's unique familiarity with Davis. Porter, now a respected voice in boxing, believes Roach's history with Davis could play a huge role in shaping the fight. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Porter explained that their relationship goes beyond just amateur fights. They've also spent time training together. He's been around Tank. He's seen him up close and personal. Whether in the ring or not, that matters, Porter said. Roach, with an impressive record of 25-1, has undoubtedly studied Davis over the years. He understands the rhythm, speed, and power Davis brings to the table, something most of Tank's opponents don't have. According to Porter, that kind of intimate knowledge changes everything. When you know a guy's rhythm, when you know their speed, when you know what they're thinking, that changes everything, Porter added.
Tank all day, baby. Tank all day. Easy work. Easy work. My money goes forward. Okay.
All right, guys. Please. Right in the front, right here. In the front rest there.
Despite Roach's familiarity with Davis, Shawn Porter recognizes the undeniable gap in skill and power between the two fighters. Davis, with an undefeated record of 30-0 and 28 knockouts, has earned a reputation as one of the most explosive fighters of his generation. His recent 8th-round knockout victory over Frank Martin in June is a testament to his devastating power. This fight marked Davis's 4th consecutive stoppage win, and his knockout streak has made him one of the most exciting fighters to watch. On the other hand, Roach has been steadily climbing the ranks. After losing to Jamal Herring in 2019 for the WBO super featherweight title, Roach bounced back with 6 straight wins. In November 2023, he claimed the WBA junior lightweight title by defeating Hector Luis Garcia via split decision. He successfully defended his title last June with an 8th-round stoppage of Fergal McCallum. While these achievements are impressive, they pale in comparison to Tank's resume, making Davis the clear favorite going into the fight.
What?
Who said that? You said what? You said what? Yeah, that's why I've been waiting for the niggas to talk. How much you want back? How much you want it back? Because I came up here alone. How much y'all want back? How much you want back? Just call it out. Huh? 100? That's a
Porter isn't completely writing off Roach, though. He believes that Roach's past experience with Davis's power will influence how the fight plays out. This might be a fight until he gets hit again and again, Porter said. He's tasted that before. So if he gets hit and doesn't go away, we've got a fight on our hands. What makes this fight interesting, according to Porter, is that Roach isn't walking into this match blind to Davis's power. He's felt it before, and that familiarity could be crucial. When you've tasted that before, and you know what it feels like and what it looks like, it's much different from it being your first time getting hit with that kind of power, Porter added.
Solve Tank Davis. What do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We got a game plan. We're going to execute it, and we're going to get the results.
Move that head, bob and weave.
Still, Porter remains realistic about Roach's chances. Just because Roach is familiar with Davis's style doesn't mean he's fully prepared to handle it. Your first time seeing that kind of speed and the overall makeup of a Tank Davis is surprising to most fighters. It won't be surprising to Lamont Roach, Porter noted. But here's the catch. Just because Roach might not be surprised doesn't mean he's ready to compete at Davis's level. This fight is, in many ways, about levels. Tank Davis operates at the highest level of the sport, while Roach, despite his accomplishments, is still a step below. As Porter pointed out, knowing what to expect doesn't mean you can stop it. Davis's power, speed, and ring IQ are on a different level, and it will take more than familiarity for Roach to close that gap.
My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they gonna celebrate with me.
Don't bring them.
It's gonna be a party on your floor.
I'm gonna let y'all know something. His father was up here shaking on the what's the name? He was shaking on the
pops.
On my kids, he was shaking on this thing.
Porter summed it up perfectly. Lamont Roach may not be caught off guard by Tank Davis, but that doesn't mean he's ready for the storm Davis is about to bring. Boxing fans can expect a determined effort from Roach, but Davis's dominance is likely to shine through. This isn't just a fight between two rivals. It's a test of how much Roach's familiarity can close the skill gap and how much longer Tank can stay at the top. One thing is certain, March 1st will be a night to remember. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith is upset that Gervonta "Tank" Davis chose to defend his WBA lightweight title against Lamont Roach. This highly anticipated fight is set for March 1st at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look. He looked at night.
I'm telling him, you saying you going down in a night? You know that power curry late.
I know.
Stephen A. Smith believes Gervonta "Tank" Davis, with his impressive 30-0 record and 28 knockouts, should be facing tougher opponents in the 135 or 140-pound divisions, instead of fighting Lamont Roach, who comes from the super featherweight division with a record of 25-1 and only 10 knockouts. Fans seem to share Stephen A.'s frustration, believing Tank is playing it safe by choosing fights where he has a clear advantage. Despite these concerns, Tank's pay-per-view events continue to sell well, letting him earn substantial money while avoiding risky bouts. Some critics argue that Tank's career has been carefully managed to highlight his strengths while avoiding real challenges, comparing it to an oil well producing steadily but without being pushed to the limit. Stephen A. expressed his thoughts during an interview with Sean Zittel, saying, "I think Roach is too small, and that's my issue. I'm not questioning his skill set or anything like that." He compared this fight to Tank's match against Frank Martin, noting how Martin, with only 18 pro fights at the time, annoyed Tank during the pre-fight press conference. Stephen A. recalled Tank's response, where he confidently said, "You really should have waited. You don't have enough experience." Tank dominated Martin from round 1, walking straight at him and overpowering him. While Stephen A. raises valid points about Tank's potential to knock out larger fighters, he overlooks the fact that opponents like Martin don't always have the luxury of waiting to gain more experience. By the time they're ready, Tank might already be retired. As for the upcoming fight with Roach, Stephen A. is frustrated again, asking, "Isn't this due to junior lightweight, super featherweight moving up to lightweight? That bothers me. Tank is too great and too skilled to be fighting guys smaller than him." Stephen A. believes Tank has the power to knock out even welterweights or middleweights, and questioned why Tank is fighting someone smaller. However, while Tank's ability to knock out bigger fighters is debatable, he has shown his power against certain opponents like Mario Barrios. But suggesting he could knock out middleweights may be an exaggeration. Stephen A. said, "The only time I approve of great champions fighting smaller guys is when you're not known for your power. But if you're a bigger guy and clearly the power guy, that just leaves somebody at a distinct disadvantage. And I think that's unfair." He believes Tank should be fighting opponents closer to his own size, citing Teofimo Lopez as an example. This criticism highlights the perception that Tank's career has been protected by his promoters, carefully selecting opponents to avoid real risks. Stephen A.'s comments reflect this frustration, as he feels Tank's talent is being wasted in fights that don't truly challenge him. Despite the criticism, Tank's fights continue to attract attention and sell well, thanks to his knockout power and charisma, which make him a star. However, for fans like Stephen A., the choice of opponents is a missed opportunity to see him in a truly competitive fight. The upcoming fight against Roach is another example of this strategy. While Roach is skilled, he is moving up from a lower weight class and is considered an underdog for Tank. It's another chance for Tank to add another win to his record and showcase his skills, but for fans like Stephen A., it feels like another fight designed to add to Tank's record without testing him. This frustration is shared by many boxing fans who want to see the best fighters face each other. They want Tank to take on challenges that will cement his legacy, not just add another win. The fight with Roach might be entertaining, but it's unlikely to change the perception that Tank's career has been carefully managed to avoid risks. Stephen A. believes Tank's skills are too great to be wasted on fights like this, and he wants to see Tank face opponents who can push him to his limits and prove he's one of the best in the sport. Meanwhile, former champion Jared Swift Hurd recently weighed in on the upcoming clash and made it clear that he would back Tank if he were a betting man. Despite saying he's staying neutral, Hurd's words show his confidence in Tank. He recognizes Tank as the top guy in the sport and praises his skill set, which is more than just raw power. However, Hurd also acknowledges the criticism around Davis. He's underrated because he hasn't fought the opponents we want him to, Hurd said, pointing out that Tank's true potential is often overshadowed by questions about his competition. It's strange to say someone as accomplished as Tank Davis is underrated, but this term keeps coming up. Why? Because his resume lacks the big names in the 135 or 140-pound divisions. Sure, Tank has beaten talented fighters like Leo Santa Cruz, Ryan Garcia, and Frank Martin, but critics argue he hasn't consistently faced the elite at these weight classes.
I take on the fight. Everything is true about this situation. One, Gervonta Tank Davis was being ducked leading up to this. Shakur Stevenson ducked him. Lomachenko ducked him openly. El Rayo didn't want to fight this year. He wanted to fight next year. Another thing is, I was hearing that Tank wanted it at 135 and rehydration, all kind of shit. So, but I don't know how true that is, which it wouldn't shock me if that was true. Either way, for whatever reason, El Rayo fell apart. The options were just...
Tank's talent is undeniable. He's not just a power puncher. He's a showman with an incredible ability to adapt in the ring. Just look at his last fight in June when he took down Frank Martin with an 8th-round knockout. That one showed everything Tank is known for: patience, precision, and devastating power. These qualities make him a heavy favorite against Lamont Roach. The fight on March 1st is just the beginning of what could be Tank's final chapter in boxing. Fans are already speculating about who he might face in his remaining bouts, with names like Shakur Stevenson, Teofimo Lopez, and Devin Haney topping the list. These are the kinds of matchups that could solidify Tank's legacy and silence his critics once and for all.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plant's wife, and say, who do you want next? And Tank's going to say, I want all those guys. And they're going to go to the press conference, and Elliot Setback's going to say, who do you want next? He say, I want all the guys. This is a pretty much...
For now, all eyes are on Brooklyn. Tank knows this fight is about more than just defending his belt. It's about reminding everyone why he's considered one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Roach, on the other hand, has everything to gain and nothing to lose, making him a dangerous opponent. But the big question remains: is it enough to dethrone Davis? That's the question everyone is eagerly waiting to have answered.